Hey guys, it's Mrs. Hawkins, and I have my little buddy here. This is Sadie. Sadie, want to say hi to my student? There she is. Good girl. All right, well, guys, we are reading chapter 6, which is one of my personal favorites. Farley Drexel meets Ratface. So let's see what happens in this chapter. In August, Turtle needed his yearly checkup and shots. Mom and Dad asked around and decided on the Ark, an animal hospital near the highway. To get there, we drove through town on a bridge over the lake where Alex and I dug worms, up a long hill and all the way out to the traffic circle. It seemed to me they could have found someplace closer. Turtle always shakes when he's going to the vet. I don't know how he knows he's going to get his shots, but he does. I tried talking to him softly, telling him it would only hurt for a second, but he whined and cowered in the corner anyway. On the way back, we stopped off at Sandy's Bakery near the traffic circle. They make the best brownies I've ever tasted, and without nuts. Mom's allergic to nuts, which means she can't even eat peanut butter. Without peanut butter, I might starve. The week before school started, I had a lot of trouble falling asleep. It was too quiet in Princeton. I missed the sounds of the city. I tried not to think of my Kreskin's crystal sitting in its box on the shelf in my closet. I tried counting sheep and reciting the alphabet backwards instead. But when that didn't work, I just couldn't help myself. I jumped out of bed and I got it. As I held it up, I imagined Kreskin himself standing at the foot of my bed chanting, "Sleep, sleep." I woke up the next morning with my Kreskin's crystal under me, and I felt really guilty about having to use it at all. I'd cheated on Jimmy Fargo. We'd made a deal and I'd broken it. Some friend I was. I wanted to tell him it was okay with me if he decided to use our rock. But Jimmy was in Vermont with his mom, and they had no phone up there. And I wasn't the only one who was having trouble sleeping. "I can't sleep anymore," Fudge said at breakfast. "Why not?" Dad asked. "I'm afraid." "Of what?" Dad asked. "Monsters." "There are no monsters," Dad told him. "How do you know?" "Because I do," Dad said, spreading strawberry jam on his toast. "Did you learn that at college?" Fudge asked, making mush out of his cereal. "No." "Then where did you learn it?" Fudge asked. Dad sipped his coffee and then he said, I learned it at high school." "Come on, Dad," I said, laughing. Dad gave me a look that let me know I should keep quiet. I wondered if he and Mom had told me ridiculous things like that when I was a little kid, and if I'd believed them. "I'm still afraid," Fudge said. "I want to sleep in Pita's room." "No way," I said. "There's no way I'm going to have him in my room. He talks in his sleep." "Then I'm going to sleep with Mommy," Fudge announced. My mother, who had been reading the morning paper, looked up. "What?" she asked. "From now on, I'm sleeping with you," Fudge said. "You have your own room, Fudgy," Mom told him, "with your own big boy bed." "I don't want my own room," he shouted. "I want to share, 'cause sharing's better. You always say that." Mom sighed. "Well, that's different. Sharing is for toys and cookies and—" "Well, maybe if Turtle sleeps with Fudge," Dad began, but I didn't wait for him to finish. "Hey, wait a minute. Turtle's my dog, remember?" "But you're willing to share him, aren't you, Peter?" Dad asked. "Not at night. He sleeps with me." Fudge started to cry. "Nobody cares about Fudgy. Nobody cares if the monsters eat him up." "Nobody's gonna eat you up," Mom said. "How do you know?" Fudge asked. "Because I do, that's how." "Did you learn it in high school too?" Excuse me," I said, getting up from the table, "but this is where I came in." Fudge solved his problem by himself. Every night after the rest of the family had gone to sleep, Fudge dragged his Snoopy sleeping bag down the hall and parked himself in front of Mom and Dad's bedroom where he slept. And Mom and Dad didn't do a thing about it. They'd just get up in the morning and step right over him. They told each other it was just another phase. that he'd get over it. If Fudge wasn't going through one phase, he was going through another. I couldn't help thinking that one of these days Tootsie would be going through phases too. The way it looked now, there may never be any end. On the day before school started, Alex and I rode our bikes to the shopping center to buy our school supplies. That reminded me of Jimmy Fargo and how we always used to go shopping for school supplies together. I felt really lonely thinking about Jimmy and scared about what school would be like here. Maybe all the kids would hate me. Maybe I'd hate them. Maybe we'd hate each other. Maybe I'd get a bad teacher. Oh, bad teachers are the worst. I should know. I had one in third grade. That night, I didn't even try to get to sleep without my Kreskin's crystal. But even so, I woke up about 1,000,000 times during the night. The next morning, I asked Mom how she expected me to walk Fudge to school and still ride my bike with Alex, because Alex told me all the kids in Princeton ride bikes to school. Well, maybe you could ride slowly and Fudge could walk beside you, she said. Oh, come on, Mom. Well, maybe you could walk beside him until he knows the way by himself. That might take all year, I said. Besides, I want to go to school with Alex. Look, Peter, how about if you just walk him the first week and then we'll see what happens?